Data Solutions, and today I'm going to show you a couple of different softwares made by the Tarn Group, who is P&O Data's parent company. So I'd actually like to take a moment to step back and help you guys understand where P&O Data Solutions came from. The Tarn Group is a company that has been making different types of software, and they started off with a brand called Silicon Coach that does video analysis. So they've been doing this for over 20 years. They are a New Zealand-based company, and I found out about them when I was working in Australia as a prosthetist. So I started to use video analysis in my practice to help people see what the differences were in different products and different patient care settings. And when I decided to move back to the US, I approached them and said, I'd really love to make sure that these tools get utilized by the orthotics and prosthetics profession, and I want to help them learn how to use them. So that's kind of where P&O Data Solutions comes from. So the tools, the video analysis tools, are actually made for athletic coaching and for some other applications. And what I do as a prosthetist is I try to help O&P see how we can use them, and also in patient rehabilitation. So there's physical therapists and other professions that are also utilizing these softwares in the patient rehabilitation setting, where we really need to use motion to see what's going on with a patient. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the history of the Tarn Group, you can go visit thetarngroup.com and you can see all of the different brands. So Silicon Coach is the initial brand that was made for video analysis. And that means not silicone as orthotics and prosthetics knows it, but as an electronic way to help someone see the differences between two things. And using video is that way. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over some softwares that weren't specifically tweaked for prosthetics and orthotics, because clinical movement data does that, and that's what I showed you in the last webinar. So if you do need to check that out, I'm sure that there's a link somewhere here that can help you see what clinical movement data is all about. But I want to show specifically Pro8, which is an athletic coaching software. I want to show that because it may just appeal to your practice, and it may be something that is interesting to you. The other one is called Dialed in Motion, and there are shoe fitting softwares, and there's also bike fitting softwares. So if you are an orthotist prosthetist who is going through bike fittings with people, you may want to check out Dialed in Motion as well. You'll see that the applications of the software are very similar. And so what I do for the director of P&O Data Solutions is I try to help you as healthcare practitioners figure out how to work these athletic coaching tools into your practice. So that's why clinical movement data really does have that strong set of patient database as the background of the whole software. But if you're not concerned about having the patient database, then Pro8 may be okay for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at Pro8 software. Now, what I'd like to, again, reiterate is that Pro8 does not have a patient database background. So if you're going to use it for patient care, what you'll need to do is organize your files in a way within your computer so that you can come and find them easily when you're in the software. So you're not going to be able to search by patient name, but what you can do is you can go and find a file. So if you wanted to import videos into the folder from a file that's on your computer, so let's say you make a folder structure for all of your patient files where you dump all of their videos into a certain patient folder. And then you can go and find it here. Now, it's not going to keep your analyses organized for you, so you'll need to create a Word document from those video analysis. It doesn't have a reporting capability like clinical movement data does. But again, still very useful software. The other thing too is that Pro8 can be very useful to use in conjunction with P&O Data Live, which is the web-based software. So you could take videos still with your iPad and you can import them into Pro8. We have a video converter that will help you do that. So doesn't really matter how you get the videos into the software. we can help you utilize a video converter to get them in. So that means you don't have to have a necessarily big, robust system where you have the computer connected to the cameras and the cameras are live streaming in. Now, again, I don't have the ability to show you the live streaming of the videos in because this laptop here is not powerful enough to do that. But if you had a desktop computer and you had two cameras going into the desktop computer, you would see those videos right here and right here. So they would be live streaming into the software, which is actually pretty cool when you've got a whole system set up in your clinic like that. So what we will do today, though, is just kind of review some of the different software features of Pro8 that might work for your clinic. So again, you can use this just like clinical movement data where you're simultaneously capturing videos from two different planes and you're bringing them into the software. Or you can upload them from any device, like I said. So let's just do one video analysis here. So what I wanted to show you was through this software, you can also combine videos and make them into one video. So let's say we had two videos of this guy and this guy, even though they're the same guy. And let's say that they were, well, let's take two different scenarios here. All right. So I can actually go through and move my videos as well. So if I want to move this video, I have a little hand tool right here down at the lower, and I can move this video around depending on how I want to make it centered. And this one as well, I can move it. So I might want to use the zoom in or zoom out as well. So if I wanted to, this tool here allows me to export them as one video. So it says composite and export. So if I had two different planes and I wanted to then just create one video from them, I could sync them and create one video. So let's take a video that we've used in the past and another one as well. And since this video was created as a dual video and I want to compare it to a new video that I have of the sagittal plane, I'm going to move the coronal plane out of the way. So I can just actually use this hand tool and move that out of the way. The next thing I want to do is I want to sync the two videos. So I have an A and a B here, and then I have an AB. So I'm going to find my point of initial contact so that I can sync the videos together. Okay, so I've got his initial contact on that one side. And then I want to compare the B video. So my B video is actually taken in the opposite direction. So what I can actually do is I can flip the video. And now I have it so that it looks like they're in the same direction, just so I can compare them side by side. And here he is at initial contact, and I'll just go back up a little bit and get him at true initial contact. Now, the other thing too is we notice that he's a lot larger in this one than he is in this one. So I can go to the A video and I can make that a little bit larger and pull him a little bit closer so that I have the two in almost what I would say is a similar view. So again, these videos weren't taken nearly at all at the same time, but I can start to compare the two videos really easily because I'm taking and using some of the advanced tools in the desktop software. And that's really the desktop versus the mobile version of our softwares, is that you're going to get a little bit more of advanced tools. Now, Pro8 can be used with P&O Data Live, and the two of them combined as a package is actually only $1,500. And so you're only paying a little bit more to get the capabilities of the desktop software plus the mobile version. And again, you can use the videos from your mobile capture and put them into Pro8 and then put them back into P&O Data Live to get the best of both worlds. So we've combined the both videos and made them have a singular point of contact. So if we want to start to analyze the video, we can go ahead and play. And again, they're not going to be in exactly real time, but we can start to make some comparisons. So the Pro8 software has a click and release type of button press. So if we want to use angles, we're going to click and then drag and then release and then click and then drag. And again, if we get that large angle with our desktop softwares, we're going to use the shift button and it will give us that smaller angle. All right, and then we just hit escape to stop that angle measurement capture. Again, these aren't exactly the same points of contact, but we can start to make some comparisons. Okay, so now here's the point where if we were using P&O Data Live, where we have a report template, we could capture this as a screenshot and add an observation to it. Or if we were using clinical movement data, this would be a capture point as well. So Pro8, because it doesn't really have that reporting structure built into it, we have to create it ourselves. So there's a couple of things that we can do here. This button here, which looks like a little laptop, that says capture screen to file. So if I click that, that's going to dump the image, the JPEG file, into a folder somewhere on my computer. So I can, again, start to structure my computer so that I've got a patient file structure so that all of the captures from this person specifically goes into a specific file. The other thing that you can do is you can copy it to a clipboard. So here I'm going to clip just the portion of the video screen that I want to, which is basically the entire thing, but I can make it a little bit better. And now I've got it on my clipboard. And so what I have to do is I have to open up a Word document or something else, and I have to put it there. So Control V, and now it's there. And then I can add my observation below it. So there's a few other tools that I'd like to just highlight here because they are very specific to Pro8. So let's remove all of these drawings. One of them being this angular velocity tool. So I can measure someone's angular velocity. And so let's say we want to look at how quickly he goes into knee flexion in swing phase. So we want to look for that angle when he first releases his foot. And so when we use this angular velocity tool, we actually get some instructions here down at the bottom that say measure the initial angle now. So click another tool to cancel. So we'll go ahead and measure this angle. And then we move through time, and let's say this is another point. We're going to take that measurement again, and that tells us that he's moving at 190 degrees per second. So, or sorry, 90 degrees per second. So, just some interesting tools that allow us to really analyze someone's data and someone's gait or their movement more so than we might be able to do on the mobile version. So another tool that I think is interesting is the ability to measure an area. So this might be interesting if you did have an image or a video of someone who has a sore on their limb, for instance. So if we measured the area, we could measure, we just draw around the area. Excuse my rough drawing. And then we get that area, it'll calculate for us. It might take some time. We get a little blue wheel that's calculating that for us. But we'll get that centimeters squared area that we highlighted. So, just an interesting tool that might be useful in some circumstances. Now, last but not least is probably one of my favorite features of Pro8, and that is the ability to record an analysis. So in the field of prosthetics and orthotics, the way that I see this tool being used is that you would take your video, let's say with your iPad or whatnot, and you get it into the Pro8 software, and then you want to share it with a doctor or another allied health professional, but you want to share with them your voiceover of your analyses. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this feature called Record Analysis. So let's go ahead and remove all of my drawings, and we'll go back and get them at heel strike, okay, or initial contact. And so we'll start the record analysis, and it will start to record my screen, and I have all of the tools available to me. So now I'm recording, and I'll go through, and let's say I want to take an alignment line and just show this person at mid stance. Now my computer is probably going to crash, so I'm just going to stop it. And the idea is that I now have a video output, an MP4 output of my analysis and my observations and my voiceover about anything that's going on. The other cool thing is that you could actually take this now and put it into P&O Data Live and use the analysis feature where you're having a collaborative discussion, but your base video is actually going to be a video that has a little bit of analysis already into it. So you can start to see how the two of them blended together could actually be quite nice. So that is a brief introduction to Pro8. It is a software that does not have a patient database, but there are a couple cool features that allow you to record yourself conducting an analysis. This can be really helpful if you want to quickly get your point across to someone and you want to just email them that video, or again, you could put this into P&O Data Live and start your collaboration with other healthcare professionals with an analysis that's already started. So again, if you'd like to see a software demonstration of the different comparisons of the video reports that I've conducted, send me an email at kara@pnodata.com and I will send you those emails.